What is up, my trippy hippies? What is up? It is Tammy coming to you today with lots of flyaway hair. Apparently, I just noticed that the static electricity was real in the room, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm blowing away here." Let me just do a little brush it down and then brush it down. As you jump on here today, say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. As always, we'd like to hear from you. Do me a favor, drop a grateful fed in the comments. You're going to help me out today. There's lots and lots and lots of big information. The journal came out last night. And when I say the journal came out last night, y'all, the journal came out last night. Yeah, this is where the journal came out last night. Good morning. Yay, Sarah Watts from Barkville, Virginia. Glad to see you on here this morning. Good morning, Gina. Good morning, Dennis. If you are watching today, tell me a couple of things, right? Number one, say hello. Then tell me where you're watching from, and then drop a grateful fed. Hit some hearts, hit some thumbs up, hit some likes, hit some O faces, whatever you want to hit. Just not the angry face, because we're not angry. We're in a good mood today. Everything feels perfumey in here, and I don't like that. And I'm going to figure out what that is today and get this all cleaned up. But I am here today at the office in Farmville, Virginia, at the Hometown Hippie headquarters here. 3rd Street. And like I said, today is lots of things to talk about. Plus it is Sunday sermon. And good morning, my grateful fed. What's up, Heather Johns? I am just cutting on a little fan this morning. I got a little warm. Anytime I have to deliver like huge giant news or tell people what's going on. You needed that sleep, apparently. I'm going to talk about that. So yesterday, the first thing I'm going to talk about, of course, is yesterday was our first ever day of service, exchange of energy day for the Grateful Fed members to use the clubhouse, right? To use the Grateful Fed Club to offset some of their membership fee. And we had 11 people in here yesterday, which, wow, what a freaking amazing day. So much energy exchanged, so much community coming together. What is up, everybody? I didn't see, I said this one says, good morning, smiley face, grateful fed. It says Facebook user. That says Facebook user. And that says Facebook user. So I can see Dorothy, who just said grateful fed, Sarah, who slept 13 hours, Heather, Dennis. I'm not sure who that Facebook user is. That looks like Mel. That's usually what Mel does whenever Mel comments on something. Is the hands, the heart, and the hands. So I'm not sure exactly who everyone is. So if you can allow StreamYard permission to see your name, I can actually see who I'm talking to. We are live in a couple of places. We're live here on Facebook, in the private group, the business page, and as well as the YouTube page. If you are in the YouTube page, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button below. There's Candy, hitting that thumbs up and then hitting that bell so you know when I'm going live. But we had learned my limitations. Yes, it's me. I don't know why I don't do it again. It's okay. I got into my journal last night and I was like, really yesterday, right? I was really overwhelmed with the outpouring of support. I can see it. I can see it. And I want to talk about yesterday. So yesterday, first and foremost, thank you to everyone in our community who showed up. I don't know if y'all saw it, but Roche's Sid stopped by. He's one of our Grateful Fed members. He loves us so much. He is always doing such sweet and kind things. He and all the team over at Roche's, we love them so much. Gina's mom works over there, Miss Roche, who grew us a beautiful CBD plant this year. They support our meals. They support everything that we do. And they are good, faithful stewards of the community. So if you are, we talk about network and family and all the things. If you are in my area and you are sending flowers for any reason at all, you're doing any special event at all, Roche's Florist is who we use, right? Roche's Florist is who the Grateful Fed uses and recommends. That's our network affiliate for our florist. And that's what the community is about. It's about finding people. Candy is a mental health former nurse. She's a therapist. She's someone who's in our community, who is there for our community, is there for her community as a whole. And we have so many people who are in our community who have such special skills and who want to be there for our community. And yesterday that just rang true over and over and over again. I told you the journal came out and it was a big thing last night. And I was really thinking about, I told the people yesterday that I had been afraid to journal this line that came into my head after seeing my brother last week. So last Saturday, I went to see my brother, and this phrase when I was walking out kind of rang in my head, and it's how I started this journal entry. And the phrase that came through my head was birds in the barbed wire. And it was talking about the perception of freedom in a place like a prison, right? And that's what was coming into me when I was seeing that, and that was coming through my head. But I'm still not journaling through that. Whatever is coming out of the birds in a barbed wire, there's something significant about that. And when it happens, it'll be like the gates of, but that's not fully developed yet. But what I did talk about was very grateful for our membership. Right. I was like, our community is amazing. Our community is growing. I am meeting new people every day, and I am feeling like I am not equipped, or I am not adulty enough to adult this. Whenever ego sneaks in, I want to ask y'all this question, right? Has anything ever been going, like we talk about all the time about things going shitty in the world, and energy being crazy weird, and everybody, just being okay with that, right? But good morning, Mona. And like being able to release the things that are no longer serving us, and we know that things are kind of bleh, and we have to shake it off and get better. But how many of you have ever not been able to enjoy the good times? How many of you, whenever things are going right, what is your next phrase? Shit's going to hit the fan any minute now. I can't give into this. I can't trust this good feeling. I don't know how to trust this good feeling because it can't last long. And if things are going good and I'm excited about things going good, then God knows they're going to go bad. Anybody else have that? Can I get a hallelujah, amen? Can I get a thumbs up? Can I get a hallelujah, amen, where you're waiting for the shoe to drop? When things are going great, you try to find the fault in it. And then what we find ourselves doing, and then what I feel like we find ourselves doing when life starts going in our direction, right? What do? We start self-sabotaging. Can I get a hands up? Can I get a yep? Anybody else ever found themselves self-sabotaging? And you're like, I didn't do anything. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I used to have that all the time, but I try my best not to allow that to happen anymore. I love that. I used to, but I learned, right? And that's the thing. Yep. Everybody, amen. Yep. We have no problem waiting for the other shoe to drop. We are programmed to believe, right? You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. I'm just kidding. Right? We are programmed to believe that we don't deserve the good stuff. And who programs that inside of us? Who programs that we are not allowed to have the good stuff? We do. Through negative self-talk, through upper limiting ourselves, and through believing that we cannot do anything more because we don't deserve it. And I've journaled about this, and I had this whole deserve, decide, deserve, all the things, right? Because we don't deserve it. And when I tell y'all the journals came out last night, they came out big and angry and all the things last night. And when I say journals, I don't joke about that, right? I don't say that lightly, because we may right now have one. There's what I was looking for. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 journals that I'm working in right now. Not to mention my planner, which has got, I call this my business journal because it's got like my business kind of notes and epiphanies in it. And then I also have notes in all the books and all the things that I'm reading, right? Yes, exactly. I'm not sure who this is, but you are a genius. Exactly what I was saying. We make ourselves the victims of our own stories all the time, right? And here's the thing. We don't just make ourselves the victims of our own stories, right? We make ourselves the villains. We make ourselves the heroes when we're not supposed to be. We write our, but here's what I'm trying to tell you, right? We make ourselves the victims. We make ourselves the heroes. We make ourselves the princess. We make ourselves the prince. We can, that's the thing, right? You can tell the story and you can write the story however you want. And when you have the power to change your story and you believe you have the power to change your story, all we have to do is get you to change it for the positive in your life. We want you to believe in yourself enough to be able to write that story from, it's not the setback, it's the comeback. I am not a victim, I am a victor. Maybe yesterday, maybe in chapter number 2, I was getting beat up. But in chapter number 6, the comeback is real, right? And we talk about that. But when you're in that exciting chapter, and that's why the books we write are just ongoing books, right? Because we're like, you're right, Tammy, you're right. It is time to write my story. And for a couple of days, you write that story. And then something happens. Something happens that it just stumble in the road and you make it the end of that chapter. And that chapter goes back to you and you go see chapter 6. Please refer to chapter 6. That's where I'm living right now. Right? What I want you all to learn, what I want you all to understand, what I want you all to gather from Food Magic and all of the work that I'm doing within the Grateful Fed community, all the work that our community members are doing, number 1 is commit to yourself. That's what we're asking, right? Our community is big. Our community is strong. Our community is vibrant. And we started a year ago with like 100 of us. There's 1,100 of us now. Because we talk about the power of one. We talk about growing our community and spreading this message. It does, Melanie. It does. Thank you so much for going back in and doing that so we can see it, right? We get kicked off of our out of our thing from one little thing, right? One little thing. And we talk about the power of one. And we started a year ago with 100 people in this group, not even 100 people. It was probably 49 folks that I knew, that I worked with in some shape, fashion, or form. They're friends of mine. I'm like, hey, I got this new group. God told me, I know this sounds crazy, but God said to me, if you build it, they will come. And it's time to create at least a virtual space, because at the time we were kind of in virtual everything. At least create a virtual space. And then as this thing has grown and this feeling and this mission and this desire has increased, God says, now you have to clear the clutter and you have to build a physical space, because now they have to share actual physical space. You need to have a place where they can come and gather and share ideas. And that's how the power of one works, right? One day at a time, one person at a time. And here's the goodness to honest truth of it. You have to start with you. If you self-sabotage, if you continually believe that you don't deserve the happiness that this universe has, the abundance of everything that the universe has, there are so many people who get caught up, right? Get so caught up in that person has more than me. There's enough for everybody. Stop looking at what everybody else has on their plate and go make your own, right? And, y'all know what I do, right? I am someone who really enjoys making food magic. And I'm going to read some of the stuff out of my journal that came into me last night. What I was like, why am I doing this? Like, I asked sources, like, I am going to, and I channeled last night because I was good and orange dreamsicle cookied up. And if you know the orange dreamsicle cookies, they open up your creative mind, and they actually were made by Selena. And so I gave Selena has done Reiki. Selena has done the energy work. Selena has blossomed into her power. Does she still struggle? Everybody does. But one of the things that Carly told us this week is if the energy is too big for you to move alone, then look for other light workers. And I have been so like, I'm only going to Carla. Carla's my only light worker. I'm not going to anybody else. But I'm like, let me look around this community. So many of you fill up my cup. So many of you send me love. So many of you send me so much love. And I'm going to read some other things that happen. People just send me messages, light workers. And I was like, okay, thank you. But when you really start leaning into the community, because the reason God said to build it was because we all needed it, a community. It takes a village. And I need to understand I'm a part of that village. And then I'm allowed to have the love of that village, just like each and every one of you are. It's like, okay, y'all love each other. And I'm over here making sure y'all all together. Like for some reason, I was removing myself from receiving that love, right? But the power of one, it starts with you. And when you ask the universe to answer your question, like, why me? Like, what is my purpose here? Maybe some of you are wondering that, right? You are deserving. Thank you. And we are grateful. And I'm grateful for each of you. And when I asked God, I was like, this is what he said, just go and do you. Like, be you. And I'm going to give you all the answers. Like, okay, I'm going to listen. And it's weird because I channeled this in last night, and it says, I said, what is my purpose? What is my value? Am I a joke? Am I a charlatan? Like, oh my God, the imposter syndrome is real. I'm like, I know what my heart's mission is, but I'm going to tell y'all why things are changing. Number one, and what came in. And I hope that's why it's so important. Do me a favor while I'm getting my together, tag a friend and pound on that like button for me for a second, because I need a minute to be able to, like, it's hard for me to say what came through last night. Because it feels weird to me to say it out loud, but here is what my message came in last night. Food magic is real. And that's what kept coming in. Food magic is real. And you are a powerful practitioner. That's the important part. Food magic is real, and you are a powerful practitioner. This is the important part. And when everything else at the end of the day comes to fruition, when it comes down to the ifs, ands, buts, when it comes down to the why did you give me this job? Why did you put me in charge of this? Why me, God? Anybody ever else like looked up, like had a Captain Dan moment on Forrest Gump? Like, bring it on. Like, why? Right? Has anybody else ever been in that place in their life when you just need God to tell you, like, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Why is this happening? Is it worth it? I can go get a job with someone and just like do whatever. Why? Like, why, right? Why am I here? What is my purpose? What do you want me to do? Like, I'm like, God, I said, you know what? I was like, I know I have not been in my journal. I said, God, I know I have been struggling with not setting my boundaries. I know that I have been sympathizing and not empathizing. I know that, and I was telling God all the things that I felt bad about. All the things that I was like, I'm not worthy of your love. I'm not worthy of your blessing. I am not worthy. And God said in source, in universe, whatever you want to call it, I don't yuck anybody's yum. I am spiritual. I don't call it religious. I just use my words, right? And I expect everybody to use their words. I don't yuck anybody's yum. And God said, you are loved because you are love. You deserve unconditional love if you did nothing more than just catch air every day, Tammy. Sarah, Dorothy, Melanie, Mel, Ashley, Selena, whoever, Heather, everybody that's watching, each one of us. Why? It's because we are love. We are love. We are light and love. And if we did nothing other than take up space, we deserve kindness. We deserve love. We deserve happiness. We deserve joy, for the sheer fact of that is what we're here for. We're here. Our souls are here in this incarnation as human beings to experience the vast array of emotions that humans can have. The emotional body is very much a human embodied experience, right? You have taken on so much, and it was a shock to your whole vibe and energy. We love you. And I love all of you, right? And that's something that we all have to learn to work through, right? I have to say, this is amazing. And these people that God has put into my path, because it's a reward maybe for all of the hard work and all of the things, right? I don't believe in a reward system, but I believe that what you blesses you, and what you damns you back, right? And I have been in a place the last couple of weeks where I have been caught up in some damning, right? Because my energy wasn't straight. Because there's some hard things that I have to do that I don't like to do, that is for the best of me and mine. And it is not. And what God said last night was, you don't know what's the best of somebody else's. You're not me. You are not the ultimate knower of all things. That's why we are all responsible for our own selves. God said you can empathize, but you can't sympathize, because you don't understand people's karmic contracts and soul lessons, or karmic lessons and soul contracts. People are put here on this incarnation, some people to suffer. Some people are put here and they have to learn the lesson. And God's like, how many times have you had to experience the same heartache and the same trouble and the same strife over and over and over again until you got it right? And no matter how many people we put in your path, and I tell the story, and I'm going to tell the story again. It's kind of like if you're living in your despair, right? If you're living in your despair and living in any of it, right? And you are a conscientious and you are a faithful person. And there's a story about this flood, right? There's this big flood coming, and they told all the residents to evacuate from the flood. And there's a man who has a home built on the rock, and he was like, my God will take care of me. They put the little warning out like, hey, you need to get out of here. It's going to flood. God will provide. And the rains come, and the rains came, and here comes a cop in like a big 4-wheel drive jacked up truck of neighbors like, hey man, I want to get you out of here. The flood's coming. Let's go ahead and go get in the truck. We'll get your stuff out of here. Nope. God will take care of me. All right. Well, I'll let you go. I'm going to be fine. The waters rise a little bit more. The next neighbor comes on a boat. He's got a boat. They're streaming down the flooded waters. Hey, Bob, or whatever the guy's name is, get in the boat. I'm going to get you out of this flood water. It's all good. Let's go. Bob says, nope, not leaving my house. God will take care of me, right? God is going to provide for me. I will be fine. The flood waters keep coming, right? Keep coming. And now he's up on the roof, right? He's up on the roof. He is like, man, it's getting high. And here comes the rescue, the Coast Guard, or like the police with the helicopter, dropping a thing down. Hey, get in the basket. We're going to rescue you. Come on, let's go. Nope, God is going to provide for me. Well, the rains come and God never shows up, and the guy drowns and he goes up to the pearly gates, and he is so pissed off that he died. And he says, God, why did you forsake me? I knew you were going to save me, and I don't understand why I'm here when I just knew you were going to save me. And God said, I sent your neighbor to get you out with the truck. I sent the other guy in the boat. Then I sent the helicopter. I sent you so many ways. You have to stop damning your blessings and not realizing how God, how the universe, how source is acting in your life. And that's what you have to remember, is that you don't get to determine how the universe and God gives you your blessings. You don't get to decide how you get saved, right? You have to be your own savior sometimes. You have to use common sense. And that's where the make it make sense came from. Make it make sense. Like, how does that make sense? Make it make sense. And when I say that, I mean, remove yourself emotionally from that situation and look at it objectively. Make it make sense. So that's kind of like pattern interrupt, or stop and take a breath, right? When things are in chaos, stop and make it make sense. And that's what God said to me. Breathe, clear minds, and focus on your breath, right? Right? You cannot keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expect a different result. That is the definition of insanity. The universe is working in your behalf. If you are in a place of your greatest bounty right now, if you are in the most love you've ever felt, the most abundance you've ever felt, the safest you have ever felt, and you are spending your time worrying about what the next bad thing is going to be, then you are blocking your blessing. We have to unabashedly stop upper limiting ourselves, stop being self-fulfilling prophecies of doom, gloom, and bad stuff. And we have to learn that we deserve all of the good in this world. But here's the thing. When you decide that you deserve the good in the world, life changes. It does not always get, like I say all the time, right? It does not, and that's where we fall and we falter. Because you think, okay, it's the next day, right? You have one of those Captain Dan and Forrest Gump times, right? When the hurricane is coming and he's at the top of the first Jenny, and who knows what I'm talking about. Can I get some? Yes, hallelujah, amens. Keep me coming here. I need some stuff. Mel says, we are here to experience everything and help others remember that life is a highway. There's a destination, but everyone travels different ways to get to the same destination. And Mel, I agree with that. And what I want you to do is I want you to hear that. I want you to embody that. I want you to live that, right? Let's see. You cannot, I'm trying to get my words together. And you have to decide to be happy. And I say this, and I know when I say, and I'm gonna say, like, I want to hear from the people watching this who hear me all the time. If I want to know, like, some phrases that I say, and I'm hoping y'all are gonna get this one right from the jump. But probably the thing that I say, other than make it make sense, and if you're not, you're blanking it. If you're not blanking it, you're blanking it. And if you know what that phrase is, I want to see it in the comments. I want to see if you are listening, right? If you're not what, you're what, right? I want to know if somebody can complete that sentence, right? If you're not one thing, you're the other thing. And people are going to be able to know that's a lag. So I'm going to give y'all a second to respond to that as I put on a salve on my leg, right? And as I sat down last night and I was like asking God, like, am I on the right path? Things seem something weird. Make it make sense. That's one of them, right? But what is it? If you're not, you're right. If you're not changing it, what are you doing? If you're not changing it, you're, and that's the phrase that I'm looking for right now. And the thing that I say all the time, if you're not changing it, you're not charging it, you're choosing it. Now, if you're not changing it, you're choosing it. And like, I don't know how to change it. I don't know what to do. I don't have any options. And every time you tell yourself you don't have any options, you have none. But there's always an option. It might be shit and shittier. It might be the shittiest, the shitty, or the shit, right? But I know. If you're not changing it, you're choosing it. Exactly, Mel. You had it. I knew what you meant. But that's the truth. If you're not charging it, you're paying for it, right? But it is honestly 100% about operating from a space of understanding. And this is what we talked about. I was like pulling out the journals, and y'all know I get sidetracked. We talk about this, and this came through to me a couple of well over a year ago now, because this is my ingenious ideas courtesy of cannabis. This is my manifesting journal. And when I journal in this journal, it comes true. If I wrote down exactly what I wanted something to look like, which I have, like, I've just manifest. This is my manifesting. If I'm choosing it, I'm changing it. And that's the whole idea of it, right? Lisa, ding, 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 ding. This is how empaths learn empathy, not sympathy, right? Empathy means I feel for you, and I'm sending you love because I'm sorry. Like, I can be very like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry this happened to you, right? The sympathy is, I'm sorry this happened to you. How can I fix it? And that's how I take it, right? For me. And I feel like empathy, right? I can empathize and I can hold space from a place of empathy. From a place of empathy, I can say, this is not the best thing for this person, and I hate that for them. Sympathy means that you feel responsible in some way to try to get involved and try to change it and fix it, switch it, change it, rearrange it, right? You get physically invested, emotionally invested in it, and you get tied up in it, right? You can help from a place of empathy. You cannot help from a place of sympathy. You enable from sympathy and you assist in empathy, right? So empathy, I can assist you and I can help from like a very much who, what, when, where, why kind of really subjective place. I'm very objective and can say, okay, well, it's really sad that this happens, but you have to do something. You have to figure that out. Playing the never-ending game of bop it, following commands, right? Where from a place of sympathy, you tend to allow people to be, woe is me, right? Empathy, I feel like you empower the victor, and with sympathy, you coaxed the victim. You soothe the victim. And so many people live in victimhood because they enjoy the sympathy. They feed on the sympathy. Does that make sense to anybody? Can I get a hallelujah, amen, if that makes sense from anybody, right? And if you're choosing it, you're changing it, right? And that's where the power comes in. Because when you realize that you are choosing it, then you give yourself permission to change it. And that's the big thing of that, right? And that's the self-awareness and the shadow work and the hard piece of it, right? We all signed a contract before you came down the chute, before you came down the vaginal canal, before you like, I'm doing it, I'm coming into this world, screaming and kicking, buck naked and cold, right? We all decide, we all choose it. Every piece of it, we choose it to the point they don't enjoy life, right? They choose it. And so every time that you take that power back, and people are like, I don't know how I'm not choosing this. I would never choose this. You are. And that's the hard part. And that's the part where people are like, fuck her. She sucks. I don't like her. She's arrogant. She's a bitch. She's just blah, 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 all the things, right? That's where people get mad and start sending poison darts. That's where when people are nasty to you during the day, you're like, what's wrong with who pissed in their Cheerios? They pissed in their Cheerios. We are all just collateral damage in someone else's war against themselves. This past week, I told y'all I was a complete and utter asshole. Here's the thing. I may have had the right, I may have been right in my thought process, but I was wrong in my delivery. And it's okay. I can accept that. And I can either choose it or I can change it. I can choose to say, well, fuck them. It's not my fault. Or I can take accountability for my actions and say, you know what? Maybe I am taking it. Maybe I am doing it, being an asshole. Maybe I was upset. I have other things going on in my brain right now. And so I am struggling. And I saw somebody who I didn't know from man in the moon, and I did not have a good energy feel on. And that person was just someone who I took my out on. Versus going outside and putting my feet in the dirt and taking all of the animosity that I could feel building for weeks and days. I just want to fucking knock somebody upside. I just need to get this out. I didn't have my car for a couple of days last week because my tire died. I haven't had my space in a little while because I just haven't. I've just had people everywhere, right? And it's nobody's fault. And I chose it. I allowed it in. But I have not carved out time for me. Versus me being a bitch, I journal it. What could I have done? What could I have done differently? I could have been in my spiritual practices, doing my gratitudes, getting my feet in the dirt, journaling, and all of that wouldn't have been inside of my head. All of that anger and animosity and all of that stuff that no longer serves me would have been out and out into the universe, transmuted through the fire of the earth to be sent out to something that works. When I am in flow, y'all, I am in flow. things work. When I am ebbing all over myself. And again, I come to y'all, and I said this yesterday. I don't come as a social media influencer or as a hometown hippie or whatever, because I have healed through it all. I am not walking on some kind of ascension master like guru. I don't claim any of that. I don't even have a Holiday Inn Express last night. I'm not even a doctor. I don't play one on TV. I come to you because I am someone who, just like you, is walking this human path. And I am willing to share with you the nuggets of knowledge I've picked up along the way. And I am still digesting those nuggets. I still have some of those nuggets in my pocket. I am still playing with those nuggets. And I just feel that it is my duty that I share. And what resonates with you, you take away. And what doesn't make a bit of damn sense, you think I'm a crazy old lady, you leave alone. And I need to stop dwelling on the fact of like, you don't have the right to do this. God's like, I have not given you a platform and a voice. And I was like, what? He says, and this God said to me, Tammy, food magic is real. You are a powerful practitioner. This is the important part. Don't forget the work that I've assigned you to do. Make it make sense. If you're not changing it, you're choosing it. Right? And then it says, decide that you deserve better. And I had written this months ago, right? And I'm going to say this. How many of you remember the triple D lecture, the triple D sermon, right? Define, design, deliver, right? Design, deliver, right? We do it together. We're a community. It's kind of like whenever you were a kid growing up, right? Now, I live out in rural America, but we still have the Kool-Aid house, right? We still have the house where like everybody kind of like, even if it's sleepovers, there's always the house that you went to, right? Because that was the fun house, the place that the mom, honestly, in my opinion, when you had that house, the mom was a light worker, and that everybody was drawn to that light because she provided a safe space for all of the kids in the neighborhood, right? And I talk about my struggles with not being able to have a child of my own, and how this community kind of came out of the legacy. The hometown hippie was the legacy of that, right? And I said, God, food magic is real. I feed people. I get that. But this other stuff, why are you giving this to me? Why didn't you give this to Heather Johns, who's just a phenomenal light worker? Why didn't you give this to someone else, Melanie, who's beautiful with words, or Gina, who's a powerful practitioner if she just steps into her power, or Sarah, who is, I mean, I see Sarah as such, there are people, and I'm going to get emotional. Sarah, are you for this? Can I have some thumbs up? And can I use you as an example today? Okay. God shows us our path in weird, strange ways, and shows us what we're here to do. And I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, and I'm not going to get really emotional because I'm through that really emotional part. I was not able to have children of my own because of polycystic ovarian syndrome. And then cervical cancer afforded me the unfortunate need to have a complete and radical hysterectomy at 35 years old. And when the hysterectomy happened, it was the finality of like, before there was always like, there's Clomid, there's in vitro. If things change, I could always go and kind of make the decision whether or not. But once I've suffered with polycystic, you kind of go through that phase like, I don't want kids, I'm good. Then you meet somebody that you love, and you can't think of anything more important than creating a family and human beings that are your legacy. And I had the hysterectomy, and then that kind of crushed my soul for a little while. I had to get through the emotions of like, I'm never, ever, ever going to create a part of me is not going to stay behind. This is it. Like I'm the last of this, right? No part of my DNA lives on, right? None of team. I'm not making another me, right? And somebody says the world couldn't handle that shit. I was like, you're right about that. And I went through that total lack of self-worth, because I was at the age where all of my college sorority sisters high school friends. They were all in the prime of the ones who, so all my high school friends had kind of already started, like, they had already started having kids and stuff. But a lot of my sorority sisters who went out were like, in their early 30s, they were getting pregnant, and some of them starting their families. And it really drew a wedge in between me and a lot of people. And it wasn't anything that they did wrong. I couldn't talk to anybody about it because I didn't have the words for it. But every time someone got pregnant, or every time somebody's kid did something, or every time something happened, I felt less worthy. I felt less happy. I wanted to be happy for them, but all I could find was sadness, and all I was seeing was the things that I didn't have. I didn't get to pick out names, or have a baby shower, or create a nursery, or decide my birthing plan, or feel them moving inside. All the things that you don't, when you don't get to have children, like as a woman, I'm cool with like missing out on labor and all that pain and like the early mornings of the babies crying and all that stuff. That's what I put in my head of what having a kid was, right? Yes. And then when my mom passed away, right? So I feel like a lot of women, we kind of anchor ourselves to the planet in service of others, right? In some shape, fashion, or form. And because I didn't have a family, I didn't have children that were mine to pour into. Number one, I was so incredibly blessed with a bonus family, like a bonus built-in kids. And my husband has 2 children. We're much closer to one than the other due to some just, divorce and family stuff. I kind of let them deal with their thing, but I hold space, and I love my 2 stepchildren very, 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 very much. Enough to make me cry. I love them so much. But there's still a piece, and I'm like, I know, because I had a really great mom, right? I had a really great mom, and when she passed away, someone said at a reunion, and I tell this story all the time, I heard a cousin, her first cousin, my like third or something, I don't know, walked up to me and said, as long as you're walking on this planet, your mother will always be on it. And when I really thought about that, it broke my heart to think that I took that failure as a woman to not to be able to give my husband a child, not to be able to have my own baby, that like I'm not even a whole woman. I can't even have kids. Like I'm not even good enough. God didn't want me to have babies. Like that's how your brain goes. And it's not that, right? It's because God has bigger things. And God has other children in mind for you that you have to be a mom to. And when you give birth to a baby, there's nothing that's the thing that you're supposed to love. And I truly feel, and I've truly believed this with all of my heart, that God said to me, I need you to love other people's kids when their parents don't give them the love that they need. I need you to be the mom to more than just one. I need you. There's kids out there that need a mom, and you need a kid, and you got to be there for all of those kids. There are a ton of Evan needed me to be his mom. Evan didn't need to come into our house with a 2-year-old who was mine and all the things you deal with stepkids and feel less than another person. Evan got on his first Christmas with us because I didn't have kids. I did for Evan what you would do. Like I got him a Hallmark, like baby's first Christmas, because it was like, you're my first time to have you here for Christmas. I mean, I did all those things, with him, and we built this bond. But when that was said, and I was like, I'm going to leave this planet. And I didn't think, I was like, well, me being left behind is no big deal. Like nobody wants anything of Tammy. I can't have kids. I'm a this, I'm a that. All the negative things you say about yourself this is all before my awakening. And then when God, and that's what I'm saying to you, right? If the thing that you think is just falling apart, the thing that is killing you inside, for me, it was not being able to have a child. And God said, you have a legacy. You have something to leave behind. And that's where Hometown Hippie came out of. Because I was like, I don't deserve to be on this planet. But my mom was the most amazing human being that ever walked on 2 feet, in my opinion. My mom was an angel on this planet. And if I'm the only thing tethering, keeping a piece of that, a miracle, that thing on this planet, oh my God, now I'm a much bigger failure because when I go away from here, she goes away from here. And then I looked at the way that I was living my life and I'm like, I am not living my life in a way that is a blessing. I am doing to my body and to myself the things that she did because she didn't feel like she deserved it. Holy shit, I got to break these ancestral traumas, these generational traumas. A lot of you are sitting there probably looking at me today going, this makes sense. Some of y'all like, this bitch is crazy. But either way, there's a seed planted today. And when I wrote this little message about the 3Ds, right? It was about you can't become who you want by remaining who you are. And then we're going into this again this year because it's important. And I had decide that you deserve better, then define what it is, design it, and then deliver to yourself, right? That's the kind of the thing. And that's what I was supposed to bring to y'all. And God said, no. I said, it's the 4Ds. He's like, no, it's the 3Ds. I said, no, God. Did you not see? Like, here I am, me. And then I'm in flow at the point where I'm like, no, I wrote 4. You just missed one, God. Like, he's like, bitch, I wrote it. I am you. You are me. We are we are each other. What the heck are you telling me? It's 3, Tammy. And listen to what like God talks to me very, very, very blatantly. Gee, girl, listen what I'm saying. Listen. He said they wouldn't be listening to you if they didn't already decide to tune you in. You're over, like, stop the decide. The decide and the deserve is something different, right? That's not about it. It's define it, design it, deliver it. Right? Today is the day that I needed to tell y'all about how to decide that you deserve better. How to stop letting other people tell you what you're worth. How to stop letting the negative self-talk. Because a lot of y'all are here because you love me, not because you love yourself. And I want you here because you love yourself enough to do the hard work that you have decided in this moment. And I want to know, and I don't want bullshit. Because if you're going to tell me you decided, and then I see and there's nothing changing, I'm going to call you on your shit. I'm going to say shenanigans. You're just talking it, And here's the thing. I want you to talk it because here's my other big phrase that I love to use. Speak what you seek until you see what you said. In this moment today, I am asking you, if you're here, there's 12 of you watching me according to my little number counter up there. And I want to see this from 12 people. If you can say this, because I want you to do it. You showed up today. Step 1. Right? You showed up today. You have to decide that you deserve. When you decide that you deserve it, that's the first step in everything unfolding. When you make the true decision, when you decide right this minute, I deserve better. I deserve to show up for myself. I deserve to define, design, and deliver to myself the life of my heart's desire, the life that God has in store for me. I decide I deserve. I want to see that affirmed in the comments. When you decide that you deserve it. I decide that I deserve it. Now, where your mind goes, your energy flows, which means when you set your mind to something, your energy will flow there. You can decide it, but you have to make life-affirming choices. It just starts with I am. I am worthy. I am love. I am perfect just as I am. And that is that base and root chakra. And that's where we're starting, about shoring up that self-confidence, that self-driven ability, that I am, that I'm lum. That's the frequency to it, right? If you are local and if you are not local, we have a virtual option next Sunday, 1 week from today. I am going to be doing my first guided meditation sound bath. My first guided meditation sound bath here at the Grateful Fed Zen Den. It is going to be from 12 until 3. I'm going to come do Sunday sermon live from the Zen Den. I'm going to show you how the old setup. We're going to have the Zoom set up so you can join the Zoom afterwards. It's open enrollment, so all are welcome, right? I am going to do my own version of my healing work. There's a couple of big announcements getting ready to happen, right? So do me a favor, tag a friend and tell me, give me some thumbs up. Let me know you're here. People can find this. There are a couple of big announcements that are being made, okay? Sorry, I'm going to grab this real quick. Did not come through. Okay. As a light worker, as an energy healer, next Saturday is my level 2 Reiki attunements. I will be a Reiki 2 level healer as of next weekend. I'll be practicing it. Some of you have already started booking your healing sessions with me. The way to book a one-on-one session with me and how this is going to work moving forward, okay? A couple of big things are happening, okay? When I did this, when I tell you I pulled the journal last night, this was page 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, okay? I began to go down the path of, God said, comparison is the thief of joy. Your healing practice has got to be your healing practice. Your sound baths will be your sound baths. Stop trying to mimic and see what everybody else does and just it's not monkey see, monkey do. God said, Tammy, I work with you on a very specific way to heal. Stop worrying about, you have to do it. You have to do your thing. So number 1, food magic is real, and I am a powerful practitioner. I am going to stand into that power. That being said, there'll be some changes you're going to see on the website. I am focusing on my healing clients a lot more. We have really changed our approach to the food. If you'll read the dosing guide and chart, you're going to see that it has the affirmations. Everything is Reiki attuned. That takes a lot of energy. That takes a lot of heart energy. It takes a lot of everything to do that. That being said, if you are currently, listen to my words so nobody gets confused by this, please, please, please. All of the Hometown Hippie elevated edibles, Reiki infused foods, that's just like it has always been. Go to the menu, order your things. They'll all be sent to you just like they have always done, or you can come by and pick them up. However that works, right? However, listen to my words. There will be an email coming out. The consultations are going to look differently. Only the people who we are currently working with in the community will be able to see and have ability to book consultations. Right now, I am taking no new oil, can of flour, dabba dabba do. I'm taking no new clients. We are full up. We can handle the clients we have now. We cannot take any new ones on at this time. I don't have the capacity to do consultations, because to be able to do consultations for that, I have to spend the time with the people. Each of you who have already booked your consultations have already shared energy with me, and we can go ahead and do those things as we're doing them until you need a refill. Until you need a change of prescription or a change of whatever. You can still get in and be a new client on the elevated edible side. That is food magic. That has got lots of healing properties. We are taking on healing clients the only way to get in new with us for new clientele is to come in through the personal healing box. The personal healing box is a 30-minute virtual or face-to-face session. And that session, I'm going to use either you or something else. There we go. I'm going to check chakras. I'm going to do a card read, pull a crystal card for you, right? Then we will do a session, and then from that session, you will get a box. You will get a healing box that'll come about a week later. And in that box, you may have flour, you may have crystals, you may have edibles. You'll probably have a combination of all of the things, depending on our conversation. You may get a crystal grid description with crystals. You may get a rollerball that's a blend for you that is for your highest and best, or for your pain relief, or for magnifying your purpose, or a tea to get you well, or a salve, or a tincture that is infused for you. That is your personal healing box. It may be a lollipop that has specific fruits in it or juices in it that is made for you. I've been waiting for this. I've wanted you to be mine. I know, and I've been trying to wait because I'm having imposter syndrome. So once you purchase that box, we will get together. And I know Ashley, and I'm going to use Ashley. I'm going to use Heather. I'm going to use Sarah. I'm going to go back to Sarah here in a second. But Ashley, she ordered her box. So I'm going to be messaging her. She is in Mississippi. So I have to wait until after Saturday for my level 2 attunements to book her session, because she's distance. And that's what I've been waiting on, because a lot of you are distance. And I don't have the attunements to do the level, I'm the concierge, right? I don't have the ability to do the level 2 attunements until after Saturday. So Ashley, all the things other than your box will be shipped out on Monday. Then you and I will schedule a time to do your session next week, Monday or Tuesday, probably, whatever works for you. We will meet for 30 minutes. I will do your card draw. We will have a conversation about your specific topics. I will give you some soul work, and then their box will come with all the things you need. It might have a journal. It might have pins, everything you need to start your spiritual practice. And then there will be follow-up that you can book with me, or if I'm not what you want, I have a network of healers that I can find the right healer for you. Based on where you are in your healing journey, I will say, I can take you further, or hey, here is the place that's going to be right for you. If you're local, you can come in and book your sessions, that kind of thing. But an email, if you are in the Grateful Fed community, if you've placed an order, if you're in the membership, you 100% can still get your consultations. I am just not taking on any new clients right now. No more oil dabadoos or canna consultations unless you are already a member of the club. You're already in. We're shutting that off just because God said food magic is real. You are a powerful practitioner, and there have been a little bit of some sketchiness is what the word I want to look for. We're a community. And we're all about community, but I've been getting, and I feel like people have really missed the mark on this. And there's been some rumors going around about what it is that we do here and how we operate here. And I want to make sure that there's no misconstrued thoughts. We are healers. We provide a place for you to come and to be a part of the community. And if all you're looking for is to, get fucked up, then this is not the right place. And that's what it is, right? Some of the people I'm like, you might just want a buzz, and that's fine. We have a buzz box, right? Misconception is real. And I've really been struggling with it. Because we want to attract the light. And I feel like, and here's God to Tammy, some of those people you had to plant seeds with, and I spritzed the doors yesterday, and I was like, nothing that does not serve the highest and best of this place may enter this space. So be it, and so it is. I'm going to clean out some air in here today. But I said I'm going to use Sarah as an example, and Sarah and I are walking a lot of paths, and I see Sarah, and I see some of her struggles. She's a step parent. Um, she is a strong. She is a kind. She is a hardworking woman, and I see so much of the walk that I walked, right, in Sarah, having a bonus child, having to like take care of family, having to work and get it all done, having to step into that parent role, even when you're not legally a parent yet, right? Sarah's like, I'm not married to him. Like we living together. We're going to be married one day. This is my child, and she took that on without the legal title of it. And I want y'all right now to like send me, like, just drop every heart you can drop in that comment. I want y'all to send Sarah some love energy, because no one knows how hard it is to say, I want, like, and Sarah knows this, like I know this. Like, Evan and his mom had a real big struggle whenever he first came here. It was a lot of animosity. And there was a piece of me that wanted that as my child and wanted that, like, there was a guilt, right? That you're like, I just wish their mom would just leave them the fuck alone so that I could just do the things that need to be done. But as someone who also is a child of a person, we know that there's nothing we want more than her not to have that hurt, of them not to have that hurt of a parent deserting them. And you want to support them, and you want to be there for them, and you want to say, hey, it's their loss, not yours. And we want to see the easy way out. But Sarah every day walks that walk, y'all. Sarah walks that walk of loving that child, knowing that she's not her mama, and that she wants her mama to love her, and she wants that child to be happy, and she does it with self-sacrifice. Every day she does it with self-sacrifice. And it's important, Sarah, that you know that we see you and your community holds you up, and you have a place here that you are loved. You can come and you can say all the awful things you need to say. But when you hold it in gratitude, thank you, God. Thank you for allowing me to be God's like, Sarah, you're going to be a parent in the most amazing way, because you're going to be a parent without the title. You're going to be a parent. You're going to get that love back without having to go through the delivery, right? And I want to tell y'all, Sarah yesterday came in here, and she shows up for everything. She shows up for her family. She shows up for her friends. She shows up for her job. And she shows up for this community. And I love you for that, Sarah, and I appreciate you. And then I want to tell y'all another thing. Over the holidays, Selena, who works here, she gave me this most gorgeous crystal bowl, right? I got to cover this up. You can see it's a little bowl piece, right? And yesterday, as we hung out, we did our cleaning and cooking, and we did all of our stuff, and we work hard and we play hard, right? And so we got a little snooky, right? And Sarah over partook, and it happens. And she's like, I did not know my boundaries. That cookie was bigger than I thought it was. She should have taken that cookie home. It's what it is, but she got too much. So we stopped what we were doing. And so this is the funny thing. I'm going to tell you all this, okay? This is a rose quartz smoking, it's a smoking gemstone smoking pipe. This is now, and Selena will laugh at this when she hears me say this. This is the Be Cool Man. This is the Be Cool Man bowl. So one of the quickest ways, if I want to give you a little tip today too, if you have overdone it, if you have gotten to a point where like, I don't like this ride, this is too much, I just want to have my feet back on the planet, I don't want to like be this stoned anymore, I want this to stop, smokes or take some CBD tincture. I'm going to be making some Be Cool Man tincture that is a bring you back down from too high, that you can be in some of the boxes you can buy. All that stuff's coming. We took and we blessed this bowl. I blessed this bowl, and I was like, it's going to make everybody cool, man. It's going to bring you off your buzz. We did a deep breathing, like as you inhale the CBD, you're going to allow that to permeate your body, take all the chaos, and then exhale it out and get rid of that does not serve you. We did a little grounding smoking exercise, but this is the bowl. So here's the thing. And after Sarah left, we got her straight. She had some caffeine. We got some fresh air. I walked her in the parking lot. She was good to go. She went on home, slept for 13 hours after the Be Cool Man Bowl and a calm shot. Got her kind of right. We sealed this when Sarah left, and I'm going to take this to the kitchen now. We sealed this when Sarah left, and I was like, we will open this box and we will clean this piece when Sarah gets home safe and sound and we hear from her. So this box did not get opened up until Sarah got home. Now we open it and we clean the bowl and get all the things out, and that's the Be Cool Man bowl. So we're going to have some CBD in this bowl available. It's got a blessing on it. So if at any time people get a little too over blah blah blah, they can use the Be Cool Man bowl, which is Selena. That's our line with Selena because she gets excited about stuff. And if I have something to tell Selena, like, be cool, Selena, be cool. So that's the Be Cool Selena bowl. It's the Be Cool Man bowl. So if you come into the space and maybe you have to like get your shit together, we'll give you the Be Cool Man bowl. I know I'm over an hour today. But shit happens sometimes. I'm here in the space. So you will see the consultations that will no longer be available on the site as they have looked before. I will send a message to everyone that's in our square about how they can find those links. They're going to be off the website. They're going to be a new spot, and it's like existing clients only is what it's going to say. So if you can please spread the word. If your friends ask you, it says existing clients only. And I'm going to play with it about maybe password protecting it. But if you are already a customer and a client of mine, that means if you have already ordered, you are not a brand new customer, you have placed an order with me, then you will be able to access those things. They will not be visible on the website, but you will have access to them through a specific link, okay? And people that walk off the street are going to be told you can come and be you can come book a $199 session and we'll talk about all the things that you might need and figure out where you are. But I am going to be revamping the website. That's why I'm here today. I'm at work today. And then if you're here next Saturday or you're virtual, put it in your calendar. Please go RSVP. Please hype this event up this week if you're excited for it, because we're going to start our energy series on next Sunday with my very first ever sound bath meditation for the new moon manifestation. We are starting our chakra energy series. The way that I do sound baths are a little different. I just found that out last night. You're going to get me. It's next Sunday. Next Saturday, I've got Reiki 2 attunements. And then next Sunday, I'm doing my first ever sound bowl meditation and new moon manifestation meditation here in the Zen Den. The flooring will be down. A lot of stuff will be up. There's going to be a futon. I know there's going to be and I think there's a big giant beanbag chair coming. Somebody said, I don't know. My sister said, I got one for you. I was like, what? So if you want to if you want to go out and get yourself like your own special chair or your own special cushion or whatever, you can leave them here and use it to set up. If when you're here, that's your spot, and that's fine. Put a little thing on it. This is your spot. It's able to be used until you're here, then it's yours, or you can put it somewhere where it's your spot. I know I have a futon. I just paid $1,000 for it. That's fine. It's from noon until 3 on Sunday. From 12 until 1, we're going to get in, get settled. Everybody can find their space. I'm gonna have some of Carly's Wusa. She sent me a tester bag of the Wusa tea. We're going to be doing that Thursday on TikTok. We're starting that this Thursday, a new live series at 4:20 on Thursdays. Will be high tea with the Hometown Hippie. And we're going to be trying out the tea blends that Carly makes us and tea blends we're carrying in the store. And we're going to be adding in some of our accoutrements. That's why it's called high tea. Carly says that our honey, the funny honey, goes exactly with that tea, the earthiness of that tea. She said it's delicious with the honey. It's a perfect sweetened addition to it. And she did that with that in mind, knowing that it would work. There will be availability to buy your crystals for gridding your new moon grids and locking in your manifestations. I've got double tourmalated bags and bowls. These are $7 a piece. They're not super expensive. They're double tourmalated. You can start doing your grid work if you want to start locking in your crystal grids. I'm going to let you know my sound baths are a little different. I need to practice my astral traveling so I can come sit with y'all, but it will be on Zoom. It will be on Zoom. It will 100% be on Zoom. We're going to have the TV up so people can see all the Zoom people. There's going to be, I got all my good microphones and all the things. So from 12 to 1, come in, get settled, bring yourself a pillow, bring yourself a yoga mat, your blanket, whatever works. Wear something comfortable, bring a journal, okay? Bring a journal, bring a pen, bring a pillow, wear something comfortable. 12 to 1, we're going to get situated and find our spaces. We're going to start promptly at 1 p.m. If you are not here before 1, I started at 12 to give people an hour to get here and get settled, because at 1 o'clock, the doors are getting locked, the shades are getting drawn, and we're going to start our meditation. We don't want any kind of like distractions. We're going to do a meditation for about an hour of the sound bath. And then after from 2 to 3, we'll be like getting ourselves together and being able to journal about it, to share, to kind of like come back down to our space, and then be able to head home after that next Sunday. This will be the last time that this will not be a membership thing. So be advised of that. We are going to do some visualization exercises. I tell you what, he says, clear our minds. So the way that I am doing mine, so I can tell y'all if you want to know how a sound bath works, most of the time you come in, there's like a lot of new age music, and there's sound bowls, and there's spoken word. And I will sit down, and there is some spoken word for sure in mine. But I pulled some cards last night, and I was kind of feeling a certain way, and I kept getting like this vision of my sound bath. And I'm like, that's not a sound bath. That's like a DJ party. And God's like, no. Take a breath and journal. And I took a breath and I journaled. So we're going to start off. I'm going to have some teas available and some honey spoons. You can purchase your honey spoons when you get in if you want to, $5 a piece. And we're gonna sip that for an hour to kind of get ourselves calm. It's a real calm, like a steady buzz that helps us to connect. And then there's a specific song that I'm playing. There's going to be some songs you might know, because I'll explain it next week. I'm not going to explain this to people that don't show up because you're not going to be interested in it. And we've been doing it for a little while, but I was looking, God said, you're going to do an intuitive pick playlist, and I'm building that out. And he told me to search something, search 2 words, right? And the thing that popped up, so I knew that it was right, because God's like, I know how you are, Tammy. You're overthinking things. And the actual song is the name of the song. And then in parentheses, it said 222. And the person, and it said 222 magic. And I was like, okay, I see how you do. And then there's some megahertz, like some manifestation, like frequencies, all the things. So that's what that is going to be. Let me see here what's going on with my husband. All right, so the last thing we're going to do before we get off here today is we're going to pull our weekly crystal affirmation card for our weekly journal. I made a decision last night and this week and all the things that food magic is real, and I'm a powerful practitioner, and that I'm going to stand in my power, and that I'm not going to compare myself to others, because comparison is a thief of joy. And if I'm not changing it, I'm choosing it. I'm going to make it make sense. And all the things that I talk about all the time, I had to have a little reminder and get myself picked back up and get it back going. I hope that each of you will decide that you deserve better. I know you affirmed it up top. I saw all the I decide that I deserve. And I love the fact that you sent love out to Heather. And we are going to make it make sense. We're going to do the things we have to do in this life. We're going to put one foot in front of the other. We're going to believe in ourselves. We're not going to allow ourselves to steal today's joy, worrying about tomorrow's troubles. We are going to stop upper limiting ourselves. We're going to allow ourselves to live in our joy and know that we deserve our joy. Because when you decide that you deserve it, you no longer question when you have it. And that's what the whole idea of it is, right? She said, if I'm choosing it, I'm changing it. It's taking that power back into our lives. It's knowing that we are the authors. We are the authors of the book. We do get to write the chapters. And if you believe that the shitty chapters are you writing them, then write those good ones. Right? Write those good ones. I love that. I'm going to live in my happiness. I love that. Enjoy your happiness. Embrace your happiness. The thing that you blesses you back. The thing that you damns you back. So go out today and bless the blessings and live in gratitude. And at any time of the day when you're not feeling like you can, I want you to stop and take a deep breath and think of 3 things that you're grateful for and write them down, right? Gratitude raises the vibration. Go watch a funny movie. That's why cannabis is such a miracle plant, right? Because it can also bring joy and raise your vibration. When I'm feeling shitty, I can go puff a bowl and like watch the funny, and I instantly uplift my vibration up, right? We have a TV in here. We're going to put some funny movies on. Have some Fridays playing. Have some Pineapple Expresses playing. Have some Dazed and Confused playing. Have something that just makes you laugh and giggle and makes you just think things are silly. Austin Powers, whatever it is that you watch when you're a little stoned, right? Maybe, oh, okay, this is the card just jumped out. Funny. I see you, universe. We have not gotten this one. It's a gorgeous stone. It's a gorgeous stone. We carry some of it in the shop if you need it. I've got some labradorite. Isn't that a gorgeous stone? I love that. Labradorite, and it says, see the magic. Labradorite, see the magic. And we are doing a little something. Some of us are journaling, whatever these weekly journal prompts are. So if you'd like to write these down, Heather Johns has been so gracious to post these every Sunday. You can go grab your journal prompt. You can go back from the beginning of the year and grab them and start journaling them. If you want to come into the Zen Den and use that space, get your membership, come use it. You can use it for free in January. Labradorite. There's magic all around you. If you lift your gaze from your everyday path, you will find it around every corner. It is in the beauty of a rainbow, the mystery of the stars, a hug from a friend, and the innocence of a child's laugh. Open up your eyes to the many miracles, long life's journey. Be a participant in the world around you. Believe in divine timing and put your full trust in life's plan. If you are exactly where you are meant to be, you are exactly where you are meant to be. Take a look around and you'll find your North Star guiding you towards your destiny. You cannot make this stuff up. We are exactly where we need to be. Stop and smell the roses. Look around you. There's beauty everywhere. There's magic everywhere. You can find something in this moment to be grateful and happy for. Allow it to permeate you and hold you in this space. Core questions. These are your journal affirmations, right? If you could make a wish, what would you wish for? What was the last sign you received to let you know you were on the right path? I had so many of those yesterday and last night. So many times when I doubt myself and I don't see the magic, I just have to remember to stop, take a breath, make it make sense, and see the magic all around. This week's crystal affirmation, I want everyone to affirm, there's magic all around supporting me. There is magic all around supporting me. Today, pay attention to the signs from the universe that show up in your life, letting you know you're exactly where you need to be. If you don't feel this way today, if you feel like you're desperate and that you're in a place that you can't escape from, I want you to stop. I want you to make it make sense. Look at it from the perspective of there's magic all around. The universe is divinely guiding me. There's a reason why I'm here. Know that if you're not changing it, you're choosing it. And if you're choosing it, go out and change it if you don't like it. We love you. We appreciate you. Don't forget, there's magic all around me that is supporting me. There's magic all around that is supporting me. There's magic all around that is supporting me. This community is magic. This space is magical. It's not because of the brick and mortar. It's not because of the concrete. It's not because of the location. It's because of the people who have come into this space, showed it love, poured into this space their magic. We create the magic. You create the magic. Together, we are magical. And I love each and every one of you. And I hope and I pray that as we move forward, everyone will make it make sense, that I will get to share space with each and every one of my Grateful Fed members in some shape, fashion, or form. That if you can't be here in person, you'll be here in spirit or be here on Zoom. We will see you next Sunday for Sunday sermon if you only show up on Sundays. We will be here live in this space next Sunday evening. Saturday after that, 11 to 1, we are going to be doing a baked brunch for the open membership. There are some big changes coming. I'm not announcing all of them yet. I have not told everybody about all the things yet. I need to have the people that, need to know the things before all the people know the things. We are expanding our food magic, and we are flower magic. That's all it is. We are stopping any new customers right now. If you are a current Grateful Fed member, have no fear. You'll get an email. You'll know it. But for your new folks, they need to book the $199 healing session with me to be able to get in as a new customer. And if I'm being true to what we do, if I am being as authentic as my food, this is the way forward. This way forward scares the shit out of me. This way forward, God says, you have to do the work. You, talking to me, you, right? If you build it, they will come. You have to do the work. You're a concierge. You're a consultant. You're a healer. Food magic is real, and I'm a powerful practitioner. And God's like, oh, you thought only the people that would be? I set out over a year ago and said only those people who are supposed to be in our community. And the garden weeds itself. And right now, it's time to raise the beds, right? Raise the beds. And the people who are meant to work with us to receive it will invest in themselves, and we'll it's $199 consultation fee. And to be a new customer, that's where you have to come in through now. So that's what it is. And I hope that you all will continue to support, continue to send your people for the food magic, encourage your friends to get the box. If you are a customer already, I'm not done a healing session and would like to do one, get that booked. I will make your appointment. We'll get you done. It'll be a box of things like highest and best essential oil blends. It'll be a thing like pain reliever. It might be CBD flower. It might be what you need. It might be a topical salve we've been working on, a new healing topical that we've been working on. It may be a crystal or a tea from back there, or a tincture, or it might just be you need to smoke copious amounts of flower until you get your shit together. Then let's talk in a week, right? But the thing that is to your highest and best will be in that box. So on that note, I'm gonna go play with the sound bath and see how it sounds and listens in this room. I love each and every one of you. I hope that I will see you back tomorrow morning for Wake and Bake here at 10 a.m. On Mondays and Fridays. We have Wake and Bake. On Thursdays, we have our Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have TikTok. And on Wednesdays, we have our What's Up Wednesday. So we have lots and lots and lots of things happening. As always, we end these lives really late today, and I appreciate so many of you sticking with me. Peace, love, and feast. As always, y'all, stay elevated. I love y'all, and there's magic all around. I'll see you later.